Let's start by having a conversation about Tyler Walton from his social media, shared by the club, of course. He's gone under the knife this week. What's the situation with him? What's the prognosis? And how big a blow is that to lose somebody who you only just got back from injury?
Yeah, so he's rolled his ankle. I think he's jumped up with Tom Lockyer in a challenge, and it was obviously worse than what we expected. So he's going to be out for a time. Don't know how long time that will be, so I'm not too sure on that. I just know the operation went really well, and I think he's going to come in on Monday, so we'll know more. And obviously there's a medical meeting in a sec, so Jed will probably have more updates on that. But at the minute, we'll probably know more on Monday about that.
Was that a really sort of unpleasant surprise to go from roll your ankle to you need surgery?
Well, it was, because he actually walked. He walked out to the ground, and then he said it felt all right, and we came in on the Monday, and then there was torrential rain, and we were doing a little bit on the pitch, funny enough, and obviously he wasn't, because he was still feeling his ankle. So and then he's gone into the gym, which is just at the side of the ground there, and because it was raining, I'd seen him running out, sort of running, but that was sort of straight lines, and you're thinking, well, that was a good sign. I actually seen him do that. I thought, well, that's a good sign. And then you go for the scan, and then you obviously get the bad news that he needs an operation on. So, as I said, that went successful, and then we'll know more. Definitely he's coming in Monday. He's in a boot now. It all went well, and he'll be in Monday.
It must be really difficult for him, given that he's just come back from a 5-6 week layoff and kind of got back to his best.
Yeah, well, it is, because obviously you know what he gives you on the pitch and how he affects the games, and in the other box he can score goals like he has been. So it's a blow to us, but you've got other players who can step up there as well. Charlie Caton's come on and affected games and scored goals. So it's just it's unfortunate definitely for Tyler, for us, but give someone else another opportunity.
Yeah, you've talked about the importance of getting players back, and it's started to happen. I think we've started to see the fruits of that. What kind of an impact does it have on the rest of the players when you either lose one or get one back? I guess the competition that you're looking for, everybody has to see it as an opportunity, even though they're concerned about their friend and colleague. Yeah,
that's it. That's all you can look at it. I mean, it's horrible to say, but the injured players then they're somewhere else. They're getting treated. They're getting treatment. They've got to do the rest. They've got to recover. Then you've got to get them fit again, and then you try and get them back onto the pitch. So all that goes with being injured and everything else that goes with that. But we ourselves can only focus on the ones that are fit. You have a big enough squad with the quality that we've got, so hopefully that when things happen like that someone coming, whether it's a suspension, an injury like we've just spoke about, that gives an opportunity for someone else to step in and fill in boots and shoes, whatever you want to say.
Would it be fair to say you're pretty satisfied with the way things are going? You got up to the 6 games unbeaten in all competitions now, and a couple of those games I think could have gone either way. How pleased is everybody within the camp about how it's been going in the last few weeks?
Well, I think it has been, hasn't it? And as you said there, the results have been the biggest factor. The performances for us and how we've gone about it as a team, how individuals have gone about it, and the collective in terms of getting the points that we've got over the period that we've played the game. So we're happy, and there's more. We know we can play a lot better. We can defend a lot better. We've scored goals, we can see that, and people have seen it. It's been evident in the games that we've played. So we've just got to keep that going. We've got that momentum now that we're going to take into Saturday.
We spoke after your draw at Crawley last time about how you felt perhaps you could have had more, but easily we perhaps could have been going home because of the weather conditions. Having won the home game before that, and with the home game coming now, does that point become even better if you can beat Oldham here?
Definitely. It becomes even better anyway, because it does become better, but it was a good point on the road against a very good side. They play really good football. Everyone will look how tight it is down the bottom end at the table. They've got good players. They play a certain way. They don't come away from it. That's Scott Lindsay has them doing that, and his philosophy is what it is. We have to find ways of exploiting that philosophy and how he plays, and we've done that. It's just unfortunate that we kept them out for so long. I think whatever 60-odd minute it was that the lads put a corner in which wasn't very good, and then the lads sort of swiveled and we don't really get a block, and then it just gets a little nick and falls to Schmanger and knocks it in. So we've got to do better on that. But in terms of how we're going about it and how we're playing, and you can only take that into Saturday now. And it will be a good point. We could have got all 3 points. You know, even Isaac Heath had a shot at the end, made the keeper make a good save, last kick of the game, more or less. Could have, should have, maybe got more out of the game, whatever. But going into Saturday now, it's a good game to go into.
So Crawley last time had a very distinct style of play, and you had to prepare for that. How different a proposition are Oldham?
Totally different. So there's not many teams that play the way Crawley play in the league. So, you know, we respect everyone how they play, respect the way they go about it, the players that they put on the pitch, the formation that they start with, that changes. So we give all that respect, and we've got to have the answers for all of that. So I've started to analyse it last week, to be honest. As soon as I knew that once you don't have a midweek game, you start getting into your next opponent. And we know the players, we know the ins and outs of all of them. We know they made changes last week at half-time, which affected them in the right way, and they went on and had a good result against Newport, and they won the game 3-0 with the changes as well.
How much do you relish that variety that you come up against? The fact that whatever you formulate for 1 week might be completely useless against a different opponent, and vice versa. How much does that appeal to the coach in you?
I love it, to be honest, because I love looking at it and looking, you know, games from different angles, from a different way. I love being at games live where you can see. So, you know, you only get, when you're looking on the screen, you only get a certain bit of it, whereas when you're seeing it live, you can see it from different angles. You can watch a team attack, and I'll be watching the back line and see what they're doing and how many are attacking, the 2 full-backs gone. Are they leaving themselves exposed, 1v1s, 2v2s, whatever. So I love it as a coach. Me and Jed love it. We love sitting down, we love sitting in the room and putting it on the screen and having a proper look at it, but there's no substituting being there and seeing it live. We've played Oldham early on the season in the Cup. They've been on a great run themselves. They've had some really good results. Said one last week was good. I think they got a point as well at Crewe, I think, away. So they're a good side. And in terms of how they play and how they go about it in the formation they set up, we'll have a plan for that. And as I said, as a coach, it's nothing better than setting yourself up to stop them and then going at them. And then when it comes off, it's even better.
You mentioned goal scoring earlier, and that being one of the things that has really picked up in recent weeks. There's a welter of different statistics and metrics that you can get in the Football League. I saw one this week that said that if games finished at half-time, you'd be 5th in the league because of the number of times you've taken the lead in games recently. I suppose on one hand that's quite encouraging because you're scoring the goals early, but I suppose on the other that might say something about what's happening in the second half of games. How do you look at that in terms of the amount of times you've taken the lead?
Well, you look at it because like last week we took the lead, and you know, you're saying at half time, and then you're saying of how you've lost or potentially drew the game. So the incident last week in terms of a corner, it was just we didn't quite block, we didn't quite do your job as an individual and letting the lad turn. Then he's got a bit of luck where you're trying to challenge and it's gone through someone's legs, and then it's took a little nick off someone else and fell to. So that's bad luck, but you know, you've just got to keep going with stuff like that. You've got to be better. You know, the stats in terms of, you know, you should be 5th in the league because of the stats are suggesting that, then that looks great and stuff, but we're not. So ideally we want to be 5th in the league, but we want to be 5th in the league and we want to be winning games. So you want to be seeing games out. But the lads don't mean to not challenge. The lads don't mean to do this. They're trying their best in every single department. So all you can do is keep continuing that work on the training grounds, making sure that when you go out on the pitch on a Saturday or a Tuesday, that you put it right and you do it right. So, you know, you can't legislate for little deflections, you can't legislate for someone getting sent off, booked, whatever the situation is, you know. All you can do is carry on working hard, doing your best, and making sure you perform for the club as an individual and as a team collectively. And hopefully then you're looking at the stats that say you're 5th in the league because you've been winning games.
And last time here, Bristol Rovers, you got pegged back having taken the lead, but you got back in front and managed the game and got over the line. How much does that set the sort of blueprint for what you'll be wanting to do in this game against Oldham and indeed all the way through the season?
100%. It is, because it's a different mentality from the dressing room, you know, from the lads, from themselves. You can see it day to day, you can see it in the training ground. You can just see that, you know, if we take the lead, then they're trying to score again and go. And, you know, as we just spoke about, things happen where teams might get an equaliser, might get a winner, but, you know, it doesn't doesn't knock them down. It's a different mentality. The dressing room is really good. You know, it's a great group of lads downstairs. You know, the squad's really good. So all we can do is take it into Saturday and just keep doing what we're doing, keep building on.